We are going through hell. Nigerians urge President Tinubu to address economic hardship. Welcome to the news and thank you for tuning in to listen. Please subscribe to our channel. Nigerians have directed their frustrations towards President Bola Tinubu, calling for immediate action to alleviate the suffocating impact of soaring inflation and elevated living costs. Dr. Isiwa Dogo, Publicity Secretary of the Middle Belt Forum, Dr. Ade Tokunbo Pers, Public Affairs Analyst from Reset Lagos PDP, and Chief Godi Wazirike, President of Cultural Credibility and Development Initiative CCDI, vocalized their concerns in separate interviews with Daily Sun. They highlighted the unbearable circumstances experiences by citizens since the abrupt removal of petrol subsidies at Tinubu's inauguration on May 29th. Dogo underscored the widespread hardship faced by Nigerians, citing across-the-board price escalation triggered by the subsidy removal, criticizing the limited coverage of the federal government wage increase, leaving state-employed and private sector workers unsupported. His words, and I quote, "Nigerians are going through hell in the real sense of it. There is nothing that you buy today and you go back 2 days later and the price has not increased. It does not make sense." Many people feel the president should have left the first subsidy because everything in the country has been affected by the removal of first subsidy and exchange rate. Paris lambasted the unilateral subsidy removal, linking it to the surge in inflation, reduced foreign investment, a weakened currency, and a dramatic decline in GDP. He painted a grim picture of the economy, describing it as teetering on the brink of collapse under Tinubu's administration. Pers urged the president to reverse the subsidy removal, tackle corruption in the petroleum sector, diversify revenue sources beyond crude oil, and prioritize agricultural development to boost revenue and employment. He said the president is best advised, firstly, to admit that he had made some serious errors of judgment. He should reverse the oil subsidy removal. He should go after the corruption in the petroleum industry. This is actually what the IMF commended, not a unilateral removal of petrol subsidy, an act which is causing untold hardship to citizens and crippling the entire economy. The president should also begin to take responsibility instead of complaining about the bad economy he inherited from the previous administration. President Tinubu should appreciate the need to be frugal during these difficult economic times. He must reduce his lavish lifestyle, such as voting 169 million naira each for lawmaker vehicles and buying expensive yachts. Also, there must be a conscious effort to reduce cost of government in the height of insensitivity to appoint about 50 ministers and hundreds of ministerial and national assembly aides during these days of austerity. The president must lead by example. The president has so far ignored the appalling security situation in the country. In fact, he appears overwhelmed by it all. One major policy that can improve the security situation in the country is devolution of security powers to the states. Wazirike echoed the sentiment, condemning the administration's perceived disconnect between lavish spending and the populace dire circumstances. He urged a focus on reducing production costs, engaging genuine manufacturers, and promoting access to foreign exchange to revive businesses and employment. Moreover, Wazirike criticized inadequate relief measures and highlighted the contrast between government expenditures and the citizens' suffering. He called for accountability regarding wealth acquired through dubious means and expressed concern over hindrances to education due to exorbitant fees. Well, everybody is all saying it is the removal of the fuel subsidy, it is the removal of subsidy, but me, I do not agree. The thing is, before you remove something, you don't just come on board and say subsidy is gone. No. You don't just wake up one morning and say bring down this particular bridge. No. You don't just wake up one day and say shut down the business. There would have been what? Plans in place. It is because he did not look at the effect of removing the subsidy. They did not put their heads together to say how would they cushion the effect. Now, if you're removing this subsidy And the money we are going to be getting from, the removal of subsidy, the money we are going to be, holding back. Subsidy means they are spending money now. They're subsidizing the prices for the citizens. You understand? Now, that money that is going to be going back to the government, can we channel it to one very important sector that is going to actually, in the next 6 months, 1 year, at least if they suffer for 6 months, 1 year, or, they're going to have, they're going to have it, how am I going to put it? It's going to be of good use to them. One very important sector is by channeling that particular money or funds gotten from subsidy removal to preparing and what's it called, construction of refinery. It can happen. Forget that construction will take how many years. It can happen. If they want something to happen today, and they give the funds for it, my dear, it will happen. Had it been now, they are telling us now, the Nigerians, oh, it is 2 years. It is 1 year. It is 1 year, 6 months. You get to, endure for 1 year, 6 months. And this is what? Nigerians will be saying, okay, they will be looking the time for them. I mean, to me, it is like a woman is pregnant and you are telling her, okay, you just endure now, and just endure. Once this baby come outside, at least you go get yourself small. She will say, okay. Not a woman is pregnant perpetually, you are telling her you don't know when the baby will come outside. It doesn't make sense. I don't know if you're understanding. Nigerians are really, really suffering. And me, I feel it is lack of planning, lack of, planning. And a government that does not plan, you enter into power and you are not even planning your main first. This thing now that he did is affecting like every sector, every other decision is going to make. I don't know what they're not going to plan about. These people are the people who ran their mouths. I am going to do this, I am going to do that. And you came in and you just did things without planning. So it is the lack of plan that is affecting everybody here. The lack of plan, the lack of genuinity, the lack of transparency. Because if this man had Nigerians' interest at heart, believe you me, Olongbo, he's not going to come out and say subsidy is gone.